Hello, my darlings. Hope you're all doing well. Blush Lily here. Welcome to this wax reading where we're going to be taking a look at who you will marry. There's only going to be the one option for today's reading. So as usual, I'm going to do a little bit of an energy check-in so you guys can make sure that this is the right reading for you. Let's go ahead and see what comes through. Okay, you've been focusing a lot on work lately. You might have felt this energy of needing to grow, needing to change some sort of processes, needing to change the environment. Because they're telling me that you know you are a professional, but maybe where you are right now, you've outgrown this place. Maybe you're a little bit bored with things. Maybe you just, deep down, you know that you can do more. And for some of you, you might have been thinking, of starting something that's just for you, maybe at least for now on the side, but ultimately you know that you are open to the idea of maybe having your own business over here. Might have had some sort of reward or some sort of win at work recently, because I'm seeing that, you might have had some sort of pay rise, there's some sort of positive feedback that came through your way, or you had just really good news when it comes to work. Despite it all, I feel that you don't have a lot of support. I feel that you're somebody who's used to doing everything by yourself. And with the 9 of Wands, you very often have to be strong. You don't choose to be. You're saying, I have no other choice. I have no other choice but to be strong. I have nobody who's going to come and help me, nobody who's going to come and save me. So I feel that you guys are very self-reliant. And the thing is, even if there are people that could potentially help you, you feel uncomfortable asking because you have been brought up on that energy of needing to fend for yourself. 2 6s, so your birthday might be in June or on the 6th. There's a strong energy of your sweet aspect that maybe doesn't show itself as often as it would like to. Youthful appearance, youthful energies when you allow them to come through. For some of you, I'm seeing that you might have kids already. Right now, you might be in this energy of limitations, fear of the future, and especially fear of the future when it comes to love. When it comes to believing whether you're going to meet somebody, whether something is going to work out with a person that you already know. You might be wondering how somebody really feels about you over here, whether they're sincere. And for those of you who are single and you don't have anybody, they're telling me that you might be feeling like, can I ever love again? Can I ever trust again? Will I get to experience this ever again? Or am I just too disappointed with the whole thing? That even if somebody good comes along, I'm not going to be able to recognize it or believe him or her. I see that you ask yourself a lot of important questions, a lot of deep questions, a lot of questions that other people wouldn't even dare ask. But you are very much about depth. You're very much about being honest with yourself. And you're still mourning some sort of loss. Loss of love, loss of emotions. Like you gave something, so much of what you had, something so precious. And that person that you gave it to, or this group of people, they didn't recognize it. They didn't accept it. They used it. They never returned it back to you in the capacity that you needed. And you're really wondering over here, you're looking at the sun. You're saying, I wonder if the sun will rise for me again on the horizon of love. So that sounds like you keep on watching. Let's go ahead and find out. Because this reading is going to be for those of you who need to hear it right now. Let's see what sort of man or woman you, my darlings, are going to marry. Take a deep centering breath in. Try to clear your mind as much as possible from anything and anybody Just allow my voice and the flame of the candle to be your guide for the next 30 minutes or so. And allow the universe to create a beautiful story for you. Who will you marry? This person is looking for you. And this person is looking for you. So first they gave me a lighthouse over here, and then they gave me a beautiful sitting down dog. So what you need to know, first and foremost, this person is loyal. Loyalty for you might be a huge thing. And not just loyal for 3 months or 6 months or a year, loyal until the end. This is the sort of person, when they choose something, they stick with it. This is the sort of person that might stick to a certain brand of a car, a certain cologne or perfume that he or she buys over and over and over again. And what they're saying is that the beacon, the light beacon, has been activated. Look, some of you, you're flying in the near future, or your future spouse is flying. They're literally saying like the airport, the takeoff, the runway, rather, and it's like, choo! We have taken off, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading in the direction of a much better love life, towards love. Now, you know what I'm saying? Literally, guys. A place, you might meet this person in a place where people walk dogs. Because there's some sort of connection to pets, to animals. And it could even be for some of you that you notice you notice their pet before you notice them. I feel like there's some sort of animal magic that's happening over here, where the pet runs up to you and then you kind of start talking very casually. And I'm going to say something that might sound a little bit weird for some of you, but this pet, and this could be your pet as well, might be part of your kind of guardian angel family that helps you meet your future spouse. It's a very sweet thing. So don't be afraid to pet any dogs. For some of you, they're showing me literally a golden retriever or a black poodle. Black poodle? Possibly. They're showing me you dancing over here. Look at this. They're saying a perfect combination. You know, I hope you can feel it. Because when I'm doing this reading, there's such a beautiful sense of peace, of being able to calm down. Like the whole world becomes a much more bearable place once the two of you meet. And if the story of that meeting through a pet animal or in the park is resonating with the person you already know, that means for a lot of you, you have already met your future spouse. But I am getting, for at least for this reading, this is how the meeting takes place. Letter L is coming through, letter T is coming through, letter J is coming through, letter E is coming through, I, Y, H. For those of you, hold on, what is this? What is this darkness? They're telling me that you're going to be drawn to the past. And it's old. It's not so much an ex. Although for some of you I see that's your ex. What I'm seeing is that there's some sort of frenemy or some sort of weird connection. I don't even know what to call it. A friendship, not a friendship. Maybe somebody who's envious of you, a colleague, a relative. There's something where they're going to try and influence you in a negative way. Either they're going to talk bad about this person, or they're going to talk bad about you, or it's this energy of passive aggressive. For some of you, your ex is going to come back. Anyways, they're telling me that you're going to be at the crossroads. They're saying choose wisely. Because with this man or woman coming into your life, you start seeing other people's true colors. Like they were there for you and with you when you were struggling, or, but for whatever reason, I'm getting somebody next to you who can't bear it when things go right with you. Like they either try to downplay it, they either try to convince you that it's not going to last or whatever. Don't let that influence you. They're saying make your own decisions over here. Okay, for those of you who don't know this person, when are you most likely to meet him or her? For the majority of you, it's actually quite fast. For some of you, what I'm seeing over here, it's this energy of, we got 6, we got 7. Yeah, I've got the 6 over here within the next 6 weeks. For some of you, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 days, up to 6 months. And we have 9. For some of you, 90 days, 9 weeks. Especially if you're born in 90 or 98. Also 86, if you're born in 86, these time frames are relevant to you, especially. Okay. Talk. I don't know if you guys are going to be having like a bad hair day or what, like a frizzy, like extra frizzy hair on that day, or extra like voluptuous, but how do I put it? Like it's a little bit difficult to handle and it attracts attention. This could be you or your future spouse, maybe both of you. Tak. They're telling me, again, a place that has, like there's buzzing. There's buzzing. So it might have bees, it might have butterflies, it might have, like something is flying around. Something is flying around. But also because they're like flowers. It's a nice place. They're showing me a sky, mostly clear. Mostly clear. Like there are clouds. It's not just a clear blue sky. But there are clouds over there. And I swear to God, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. It's funny how you meet. It's a little bit like comical how you meet with your future spouse, because it feels like you guys are going to really want to like find the bathroom, or like there's just this energy where you're rushing. And maybe again, like or it could be if you have a pet or if you have a child, guys, somebody will want to go to the bathroom like urgently, like yesterday. Yeah. And there's just this comical situation where you meet your future spouse. And I think it's quite funny because you'll be in this moment of like really trying to hurry up or deal with this, bathroom situation, whatever, for you or for your dog or for your for your kid. And it's kind of all like a little bit chaotic, but it's also very real. Incredibly real. Yeah. So it's, you're going to laugh about it later on. Because I'm seeing like there's this energy then that becomes a little bit more relaxed and you're laughing about something. And the funny thing is you don't even feel uncomfortable with this person right from the beginning. Because I think you're going to be most likely in a mood of like whatever, I don't care anymore. I don't care. But then again, it's this energy of calming down. You know what? For some of you, it could be a petting zoo. They're showing me a zoo, a petting zoo. For some of you, you might go to a place where, okay, I know I talked about things buzzing and things like this, but for some of you, it could literally be a place where there are camels. Yeah? So if you go to Cairo, for example, or if you go to, what's it called, Dubai, or any other places that have camels, because there's literally something about a camel, somebody being on top of the camel. All right, tell me more about your future spouse. Dark, okay. Ooh, look at letter D. Letter D is coming through strongly, okay. Dark. So your future spouse, good when it comes to communication. I wouldn't say that this is somebody who is very, very tall or very, very short. They're telling me that you're more or less the same height. This is like especially great, you know, for girlies that are very, very tall and they're going to find like their tall and handsome partner. Or if you're on the shorter side, you know. So basically what I'm trying to say is that there's no big height difference. So you're not looking up at somebody's nostrils, yeah? And they're not constantly looking at the top of your head. The letter D is coming through, so somebody with letter D, okay. Some sort of keychain, or what are they called? Dog tags. Something that you, that will draw your attention. For some of you, this person might have been in the military, or the dog's name might begin with a D. But there's something about some sort of, again, necklace, dog tag that you're going to see. They might be wearing a cap, a baseball cap on the day that you meet. And again, they're showing me some sort of chickens, like noises. Good, guys, where are you going to be? Tag. Also, this person most likely, let me say this, what I'm seeing is a couple of things. Guitar, I'm seeing a golf club over here, and I'm also seeing things that have to do maybe with hockey. So this person could be interested in those. Tidy. I don't know, whoever needed to hear this, guys. This person is incredibly tidy. I want to say attractive. specifically to you. There's no particular type that they're giving me. They're saying it's too, in this reading, it's too general. And because I'm doing for males and females as well, but they're just saying, look, you find them attractive, but the more you get to know them, the more attractive they get. You know, sometimes it works the other way around. You see somebody and they're like so good looking, and then they open their mouth and you're like, oh dear God, no. This is the opposite. They're good looking, not extremely attractive, not model, not whatever, not like, blowing your mind. No, they're attractive. For some of you at the beginning, you might just look at them and be like, yeah, he's okay, or she's okay, whatever. But the more you get to know this person, the more attractive they become. And I think also because in an environment that you're going to meet, you don't really get dressed up in a tux or evening dress. You don't. You wear something comfortable, you wear a cap, you just do your thing. But then through how you talk to one another, through how you communicate, you find each other more and more attractive. And when the hormones kick in, or you're like, oh my God, you're the most handsome man in the world. You're the most beautiful woman in the world. That's how it works. You know what? Scuba diving is also coming through. You have somebody with a very rich experience when it comes to, person with different hobbies. So for some of you, I'm saying this is something that has to do with deep diving, scuba diving. Maybe for some of you, a person that used to be, or might even now be, a welder. This is going to be very specific, but for some of you, it might be a welder in the ocean. Yeah, you have those oil rigs, and you have welders over there. So for some of you, very specifically, yeah, especially if you know this person, a welder or a deep sea diver, maybe a rescuer as well. Because this is starting to look like a crab over here. So it might be Cancer. Might be Cancer, my darlings. Overall, I feel like this person is going to be full of surprises. Because the looks and what's inside of this person's heart and head, different. When you meet them, you might think that this person is maybe very simple, simple in a good way. Like they just kind of have an ordinary life, whatever. But no, as a matter of fact, your future spouse has had a very extraordinary life. A very extraordinary life. And a lot of stories to tell. But on the first day that you meet, oh, look, they're showing me some sort of carousel as well over here, guys. A merry-go-round. Some sort of fair. Let me tell you this. Fair, zoo, petting zoo. Maybe can't remember what they're called. Theme parks. You might also see something that has to do with a balloon, a hot air balloon. And also your sign might be something that has to do with hot air balloons. Cows are coming through over here. Guys, when you meet this person, come back in the comments if you remember. Let me know what that place was. Because it looks like, some sort of dream that you might have when you're not feeling well. And you're just randomly dreaming. You're just randomly dreaming about things. Anyways, I was talking about how extraordinary a person is. And on the day that you meet, it's going to be more about them wanting to know about you, make you feel comfortable. And once more, you might be with the dog, they might be with the dog with the kids, because they're telling me for very few of you, it's just going to be the two of you. There might be other people present there, But you do get a moment for the two of you. You do get a moment. And it's very family-like. It's very relaxed. And this person is going to be very respectful. They're not going to try and like force a conversation. They're not going to try and make you feel uncomfortable or say something stupid that makes you want to go like, oh, I'm out of here, whatever. No, it's very calm. It's relaxed. It's fun. And they're showing me loads of animals, guys. Again, I'm seeing an outline of a cow over here, just kind of laying down. Dog. What else do we need to know about your future spouse? Show me. Incredibly consistent, you know? A person who shows up no matter what. For some of you, this person might have kids already. Depending on your age, this person might have kids. But they're also very, like, they're showing me, for some of you, it's a boy and a girl, but they're also, it's as if there's a lot of kindness in them, you know? Even if they might be at this age when they're teenagers and they hate the world, there's still not a lot of destructive energy in them. It's like they're kind, approachable. Again, if you're looking at the outline, you have the adult over here and the little child over here. Generous is coming through. They're showing me a house, and the glass is, hold on, I'm going to try and explain. They're showing me a beautiful place. It's very large, and they're showing me that the both of you, you're there and you're kind of looking out. Anyways, the inside the house, there's a huge glass, and you can see out. It's as if it's some sort of plain, and then comes the sea or the ocean or some sort of water. And the colors that are most dominant are light blue, yellow, and darker blue. And then this person, it's so interesting. They're showing me fragments. They're asking you to allow this to happen, guys. Because when this person takes your hand, it feels so real and surreal at the same time. Because this sort of connection is going to be different. They're telling me sometimes you won't know how to act because you're not used to this reaction, you're not used to this emotion. It's the person being there for you without kind of telling you that he or she is there for you. They just make you feel that it is so, with their energy, with their actions. This person might have been alone for a very long time or might have moved. I see that there's a group of friends, but they might not meet very often. But there's something about this person liking geometrical forms. And maybe minimalism is also coming through. But there's something along the lines of space, something being spacious, something being well ventilated, something being well lit. And I feel like this is the sort of energy that your relationship is going to have, where you give each other space to be yourselves, where you feel safe, where everything is very simple to understand. Because I don't see any attachments when it comes to this person to other men or other women relationship-wise. And I want to say that this is more of a humble, badass energy, especially if we're looking at men. If we're looking at women, she's going to be a little bit of a show-off. She's going to be a little bit of a show-off in certain things. She might have a preference to, again, some sort of brand, some sort of furniture type design. But she might also, want to show off a little bit. But she has the bragging rights. For a guy, I don't see a lot of showing off. But I definitely see, again, preference for something very specific. A particular type of coffee, a particular material, a particular color. But I see that this person is leaving the house a lot. So maybe at the beginning of the relationship, you won't have as much time together as you would like to. And that might slow things down a little bit. But you know what? They're showing me somebody again as a humble badass, and as if you're only going to find out about loads of other assets, money, businesses or whatever, a little bit later on. Because this person is not telling you straight away what they have, but they're also not lying to you. So, because it unfolds over time, this is what they're saying. And now, they switched the picture where it was just kind of like an empty room with a big glass in it. And now they're showing me things that have to do with decorations, with Christmas. It comes to life, Like when you come into this person's life, you breathe in life. More comfort, more warmth, and maybe a little bit more decorations. You bring something of yourself. And it's as if it becomes more alive. Maybe a little bit more messy as well. But it is what it is. For some of you, I'm getting things that have to do with Australia, with some sort of coast, Which coast is it in Australia? The Golden Coast? Yeah, for some of you, what I'm getting is things that have to do with Australia. Maybe some countries also in Europe that are on the coast. Spain, Portugal. Maybe Italy for some of you. And then we get what? California, we get Florida. But something that has to do with being on the coast. Maybe a place that has a T in it. I don't know why that came through. Guys, right now what's important for you to remember, because the energy of this reading is now waning for whatever reason. It's leaving. What I want you to know right now and what I want you to do is try to hold on to this vision. It's as if your future spouse is trying to send you a message that they are real, they exist, that something completely different can be a part of your life experience. But if you internally close it off and kind of just say, whatever, yeah, it was a nice reading, but nothing like this is going to happen to me. They're saying, hold on to this vision. Hold on to the vision of having somebody in your life who loves you, who is loyal, who wants to see you smile, who's very proud of you. Hold on to it. Allow it to grow. Allow it to gather the needed energy in the universe and start manifesting. And I don't care where you're from, how old you are, what you look like. Love is love. And they're saying this is very possibly coming in. Very possibly coming in if you allow it to. There's also something that's coming through on an unrelated note. I know we're doing a future spouse reading, but they're telling me that there's something when it comes to money that you need to know right now. They're saying make sure that you balance things out that have to do with money and your nerves. They're saying you can't earn all the money in the world, so make sure that you take care of your nervous system, that you don't drain yourself. By the way, your financial situation improves greatly once your future spouse comes in. If we're talking about a man, this is definitely going to be a provider type, you know? A provider type. Just the way that he was brought up. I'm hearing Capricorn for some of you. Leo, Mike, because they're literally showing me lions, mice over here. Так, let's see the other side. It's time for you to bear the fruits of your labor. This is almost perfect, by the way. Almost perfect. Because here what I'm seeing is a magical tree, guys. The tree of life, let's call it that, yeah? And it's as if there's some sort of fruits over here that are nice and juicy and ripened, that are waiting to be picked, waiting to be seen, waiting to be savored, yeah? Again, there's some sort of place that might have melons or watermelons or some sort of beautiful fruit. I don't know why this is making me so hungry. Anyways, there's a beautiful forest, a beautiful tree over here, and they're saying something is ready. Maybe you are finally ready. Maybe they are finally ready. The fruits of your labor, the fruits of manifestation, the fruits of having worked on yourself, the fruits of having to go through difficult things. Let me see. Oh, there's a little heart that broke off. And that's it, my darlings, honestly. Everything else seems good. And for some of you, what you need to hear also, there's something about number 5. Maybe going somewhere on the 5th, because there's like number 5, letter S, and the tick. Like they're saying something that has to do with yes. That's the right choice. That's the right decision. All right. And that's what I see for you, my dears. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope it resonated. Remember that if you're up for a personal one, all you have to do is send me an email. The email's in the description box below this reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. Helps my channel grow. And take care of your fantastic selves now, guys.